Welcome to Storycraft Studio. Today we'll be working on this Kuu Kuu Harujuku doll and turning her into a pastel witch. This was supposed to be done for Halloween, and it is clearly not since we're in the middle of November. When I went into October, I totally forgot that it is a crazy month at the theater because we're getting ready. We're closing up the fall show and starting the Christmas show, and with my new job at the theater, I was just so overscheduled, so this doll got really delayed, and I'm sorry about that, but she's done. She's super cute, and now you're going to get to see the process. I'm also going to do a second video after this one of just her props, her special custom stand that I made, which is super cool and crazy, and I'll do really great glamour shots of that because I didn't take as nice glamour shots as I usually would like, so. But anyway, let's get started with this crazy face-up and crazy creation of this doll because I did some crazy things. Yes, I'm going to say crazy a lot because I felt completely insane doing this. Here we go. One of the things I decided to do pretty early with this doll was to give her insert eyes. And, yeah, it was nuts. Because I've heard that this doll, that the Kuu Kuu Harujukus had really hard plastic heads, so instead of like going in with an X-Acto knife like most people do, I went in with my Dremel, which was good practice for me to use the Dremel, and also really quick way to do it. I'm really inexperienced with my Dremels, so I didn't occur to me that maybe I should protect the rest of the face. So sometimes the Dremel kind of escaped my hand direction and it kind of skidded across the face. So she's got some scars that I'm not too happy with, but they're really not noticeable in person. They are a little bit more noticeable at certain points in this video, but see, anyway, how I did this was I took a engraving carving bit and dug out the shape, leaving lots of space on the edges just to get through the plastic and get the general shape. Then I went in with a sanding bit and started kind of carving away, getting the edges really thin so I could get the eye right there, and then went in with my finest sanding bit and just kind of smoothed everything out, made it nice so that it would go in. I still had to go in with a little bit of a knife and stuff to get all the edges done, but then it was ready to go. Not needing to do eyes meant that the sketching process was really quick and simple. I just put in the eyebrows, did the eyelashes, and then did a little detail on her face. Just really simple, really easy, and this is the sketch. Here I'm going in with the paints to do all the details. I'm painting on the eyebrows, but I'm a clumsy oaf and I messed those up, so I'll do those later. But I decided, since I didn't have a lot of time to do this face up, I just used paints, and I used paint to actually do her blushes, which came out really pretty, instead of using the chalk pastels, which get really muddy with my terrible sealant. I need to get really good stuff soon, because I can't stand the fact that I can't use pastels, because when I dab on the sealant, they get muddy and horrible, and it's really heartbreaking. I can do a lot better, but my sealant is it's a nightmare. But yeah, this layer comes out really, really well. Here I try to use my watercolor white pencil to add some highlights, and it doesn't work. I come back in with paint and it gets the job done. Wish I had the control though of a pencil for this kind of stuff. I'm much better with pencils, but I get the whites in, I blend them where they need to, and then I add the eyelashes, and for the first time, a waterline. I've always been kind of freaked out by waterlines because I don't have the control for them with my current stuff, but it really adds a really nice touch, and I think I'm going to try and do waterlines from now on because it does make a difference. I thought it didn't, but I've done it, and now I'm like, oh yes. yes, it does make a difference to add that little pink line. It makes it so much softer. Face up done, and I think I'm officially in love with the idea of doing insert eyes. It's so cute! For said insert eyes, I attempted to make them and that didn't work, so I just went ahead and bought them. And now I'm painting them blue, just a really nice soft blue. Then I go in with some darker blues and some pastels at some point. Just trying to get a nice soft gradient, which I'm going to cover later. My inner glitter fairy is very pleased with these eyes because I found this tube of perfect blue sparkles, and I just put on some glue to the eyes, then I put the eyes directly onto the tube of glitter and just shake, 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 and it sticks. And then I add a little more glue and a little more glitter, and it works perfectly, and they're so cute and sparkly, I can't stand them. The little lenses don't allow a lot of room for like jewels or anything, so I just dotted on black into the back of them and stuck them in. In my reference pictures, I don't have pupils in them because I didn't intend to, but it would have looked creepy without them, so there you go, and they just pop in, and sometimes they don't stay because they're cheap, but it wasn't too hard to get them to actually stay and look good, and they're perfect. I used Loctite to secure the eyes in the head, which was a thing, and then we have this cute little face here. I'm so happy with her, but now we have to move on to the hair. Oh. So I just want to take a moment to remind you all the rainbow insanity that is this doll's hair. That is the reason I love this design, so I couldn't not do it, but oh gosh. I had to do 5 colors of wefts to get the right look, and I happen to have most of the colors, but I did have to buy the blue, and I got a hank of pastel color to get me started with some really soft colors, and then added in my other colors to get some variation. I cut them into lengths and mixed them all up so I could get that random look, and then just put them on the hanger so I could brush them out. Using a pet brush, I brushed out the threads to get that nice soft texture. Then I separated a few of the yarn pieces and wrapped them around a paintbrush before using a flat iron to give them a really beautiful, beautiful curl that makes it so pretty. Then I used hot glue and Mod Podge at different points to glue them around some more yarn to get these long extensions, because you can only brush out yarn so long and then it just doesn't work. For the hot glue ones, I made wefts first using the Hextian's hot glue method of just take hot glue, smear it onto the ends of the wefts, cut off the excess, and then glue it on. Works really well and gives you a nice, soft, fluffy look, as opposed to the Mod Podge, which was a nightmare and I'm never ever doing again. Haha! To make the wig cap, I saran wrapped the head and then used Scotch tape to build the cap. And then I just hot glued on the extra yarn, the extra wefts I had on the hanger, and then the extensions, and they all came out big and beautiful. And for some reason I don't have video of that, so here I'm showing you from the final shot the completed wig with the hat glued on to keep it secure. During the process of making this doll, I switched over recording devices, so I lost a few pictures, but to make this dress, I took my circle skirt pattern and in the teal and the yellow, sewed them together around the edges, flipped it over, and then an over switch with some glow-in-the-dark thread in my heart embroidery set. Then I tried to make it's supposed to be a tiny detail of ruffle, but it ended up being making it a baby style dress, the purple part, which I don't dislike. It's super cute. And then the final details were sewing on some hook and loop closures to keep it on the doll, and some straps to so it didn't fall. And it's not exactly like the reference image, but it's really cute, and I'm actually much happier with it, because I prefer baby stall over just the A-line dresses. To make the Bolero, I cut out the purple fabric into the size I wanted, then some pieces of this teal to do the lining and details, then pinned it on, sewed the edges, and then flipped it over to give it a nice clean look around the collar and stuff. Then I pinned the trim pieces for the bottom and the sleeves and sewed them on the edges before folding it in half and sewing the sleeve shape. I cut off the excess, flipped it out, and added little hearts on the sleeves. They're really cute, but I use a pen to accentuate them later. To do the scarf, I cut out a long triangle of a stretchy teal because the cotton was it was too bulky, but this worked well. I did some detail stitches in the glow-in-the-dark thread around the edges, then sewed it up, and then put a ribbon around this cute yellow ribbon, which I painted the edges purple to finish off that. The hat is another victim of lost footage, but what I did was I took some cardstock and cut out a donut and a cone, which I then covered in the purple cotton, which I did more glow-in-the-dark edging about. Then underneath is yellow, and then I glued it all together, got it set, and then put the teal rim around with the cute rainbow flower I just happened to have. It was such a wonderful thing. And then put a big old gem right in the middle. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole doll. I used the tried and true paper mache method to do the shoes, and as always I used foam to make the sole, and I covered it in a purple stretch paired with some foam we'll talk about in a second. To make the boot shape, I cut out some foam and hot formed it around using an open flame, and then glued that and my signature jewel heel with some glitter hot glue that I happen to have, and they came out so cute. Little bulky, but I don't care. They're boots. Come on, they can be a little bulky. With all the pieces complete, we can now bring this little pastel witch together. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this crazy, pretty cute doll. Stay tuned next week where I post her stand and accessories. They're a whole thing in themselves, but they're really fun, and I'm really glad I made them. But so hit subscribe to keep up with my videos, and follow me on Instagram for updates on my art and other things. And yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.